Hey everybody, it's Michael Fair from FilmFestivalCircuit.com, and today we're going to talk about the Georgia Comedy Film Festival Summer 2024, which is coming up shortly, August the 28th at the landmark Midtown Art Cinema in Midtown, Atlanta. It's going to be our first time at this venue. We're really looking forward to it. Get a little bit more elbow room for the networking that we start out with. We're going to have Georgia Film Industry Networking from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It is open to the public. There is no ticket required. You can just come on down and meet other people in the film industry, and hopefully you'll join us in the theater as well, because at 6 p.m. we're going to be doing an awards program. We're going to be giving away all kinds of awards and recognizing filmmakers and screenwriters for their hard work and what the Georgia judges thought about their work from 6 to 7. Then we're going to screen films from 7 p.m. until pretty late, probably about 11 p.m., maybe even a little bit later. Pretty much we're going to show movies till you drop. It's all short comedy films, mockumentary, comedy series episodes, funny music videos, dark comedy, romantic comedy, you name it. The intention is that these filmmakers want to make you laugh, and none of the films are over 30 minutes in length. So the program goes really fast, and before you know it, you've watched like 20 films. So I hope that you'll come down and join us at the Georgia Comedy Film Festival Summer 2024 and pick up a ticket. The link is in the description. Today we are joined by an award-nominated film. 2 awards this one is nominated for, and Best Dark Comedy Film and Best Georgia Comedy Film, both. So we are going to be checking out Neighborhood Racket, and we are joined by Vseant and Rob. How are you guys doing today?
Great. Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
Yeah, good to. Thank you. I appreciate you being here and taking out the time. So can you please tell us, what is this film about?
Take it away.
Yeah, Rob, I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take that
please.
one. So it's the film was motivated by me playing tennis in high school and college, and then becoming a 50-year-old man playing tennis in the subdivision, and how serious people make subdivision tennis in Atlanta. If anybody in Atlanta plays tennis for their subdivision like Alta, there's a lot of comedic moments, and that was what motivated this film to be made. It's really about a mixed doubles team that compete like against subdivisions. And as the final match approaches, Coach Harshit, that's played by me, I prepare my teammates to face one of my old rivals from college, Coach Ron. And this guy's a real jerk, right? He always was. He always got the ladies, and I was the nerd, kind of like I am in real life. And this Coach Harshit, which was played by me, I'm like motivated to beat this cool Coach Ron, and squelch his long standing feeling of inferiority, and then Coach Harshit trains his teammates from the neighborhood to aim for Coach Ron's nuts, not tennis balls, but his balls. It's quite funny in the sense, because we prep up to that moment, climatic moment where that happens, and there's a fierce exchange of like cross shots by both sides, and ultimately somebody's nuts explode. It's quite funny. I hope you guys give it a watch. I know you guys have, and it'll be pretty crazy. I mean, it's like Rob says, when we were making the film, it's like, dude, this is batshit crazy. And that's what his quote has been throughout that whole shoot schedule we had, Rob, right? If you remember, batshit crazy.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. That's true. It was a lot of fun, though. We had a lot of fun. And again, that was the motivation to make it too. We were talking in the pre about why did we make this? Well, I can say I was involved because Vseant was involved, and this was all about working with the people who were involved. This is all about working with people you enjoy being around, and not just Vseant, but our actors and writers, Bruce and Robin and John and the rest of the gang, knowing full well that we were just going to have a good time doing this. Yeah, it was going to be hard. It's always hard to make any movie, but we knew we would laugh, and we knew we'd have fun. And when the goal is to make other people laugh, it's such a joy to try to make people laugh. That so every scene, every take, to a certain point, we're not gonna hit the mark every time, nor does anything, but just aspiring to lean into the laugh and have a good time kept us laughing, which was a lot of fun. So that's why I'm there.
Well, the judges appreciated the film. They were definitely cracking up, and it's just got that local vibe, that local feel, that culture you're talking about, Rashawn. It's really an interesting project. So good work on it. What else do you have planned? And we'll go to you, Rashawn, first. Anything else going on? Any other projects? Are we going to see a Neighborhood Racket Part 2, or what are you doing next?
Yeah, so look, we've been making short films since COVID hit, and that's when I think the platform opened for new filmmakers like me. It was easier for me. I got very lucky. There was a lot of people out of work, as you remember, and it was a chance for me to go. And this was not intentional, of course, and it was just one of those things that happened to time itself well. And there's so many people available, including Rob. He had a lot of time on his hands. There were a lot of DOPs that were around that had no work. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to follow the safety protocols of COVID based on whatever was released by CDC. And I was very fortunate enough to make, as Rob remembers, he was part of almost like, I think 80% of those films. We made 7 short films within a year during that year. And I think it got work for a lot of people that were not working in DOPs and some of the some talent. I think we paid because as you know, with short films, a lot of the talent volunteers just because they want to be part of the project. They want to have an opportunity to perform and play, as you know. So a lot of times they're not so motivated by the money, but those other folks that were relying on a paycheck, I think we were able to help them with the production budget that we had. So that was great. But in terms of future projects, there are numerous. I mean, Neighborhood Racket 2, if somebody out there gives us, as you have, and the judges have given us the confidence that somebody out there's really liking this film and I like this concept, and I feel like this film will probably age, as you've noticed some films age 2-3 years later. You get like a cult following because of some character they liked in there and people are wearing their t-shirts, and you never know. So yeah, that might happen with your guys' blessings and the motivations that these amazing judges have like kind of instilled in us now. I mean, I'm motivated to go out there right now and make one if I can.
I think the temporary title of the sequel should be called Ultimately. Get it? Ultimately. Thank you.
That's a good one.
It's all right. It's a holder. It's a placeholder. It's a placeholder. No.
Well, you got to figure out. You got to figure out another organ to crush in the next.
There's so many to choose from.
What do we had? We had boobs and balls exploding. So,
Yeah, had some VFX in there, man.
Yeah,
we dabbled with VFX, which was pretty cool. And that's not an easy task to take on. I mean, it's like we had about 2-3 VFX guys that we worked with that worked within our budget. so it was almost like, oh, what looks realistic? And then we went with the one that served the purpose. And now we have a relationship with that guy, and it's that journey of finding people and creating a team for bigger projects. The goal eventually is to do a feature. I mean, me and Rob love comedy. Rob and I have worked together a lot on projects, and as you noticed, he's always finding words to make comedic. Alta. He does that all the time, which is where his creative mindset is constantly on, and it's a great yin and yang connection when we do work together.
Now I annoy people generally. Sorry, my dog's making.
It's all right.
Not me. I'm not annoyed by Rob at all. Rob is entertaining from the point and the day you meet him. And I've known Rob for about 4 years now, probably. So.
Well, so Vseant, was introduced to me during COVID. I do some acting coaching, and somebody recommended me. We met on Zoom, and I'm sure in this business, a lot of people aspire to make movies and talk about doing it, and very rarely does it come to fruition. And in the first meeting with Vseant, he says to me, I'm gonna make 7 movies over the next year. And I just sort of smirked. I went, because I didn't know him. And I hear people say they're gonna make 1 short film and they don't do it. He said 7. And I just started laughing. He was laughing. I go, let's start with 1 and see where it goes. Son of a bitch made 7 movies in the year. Okay.
Wow.
So I mean, kudos to this, persistence and tenaciousness and just following your passion, getting things done. And it's just so fun to watch and latch on. So you want to know why, I was part of this is because he pushed forward and he made things. And I was like, hell yeah, let's have a good time. Creating is great. We've got to use a lot of our friends and family. And look, we're thrilled. It's like having a kid, I guess. It keeps going on and living. You never know when it's going to come home. And this one, so thanks to the Georgia Comedy Film Festival, it's come home again, and we get to see what it's doing and how it's being received in the world. And we get to hopefully laugh with a few people when it screens again, which is great.
I'm sure. Rob, tell me about this YouTube channel of yours.
Again, when it comes to building anything, it's a long journey for me. It takes a while. I have a lot of dreams. And so I have a YouTube channel called Actors Teaching Actors. The name comes from an amazing teacher, Joyce Davis Smith, who I studied with growing up. And she was back in the day on the board at Carnegie Mellon, and she studied with Uta Hagen. And I studied with her in LA, and she took a liking to me. She was very kind to my family, and she knew I was teaching, as I got older. And she said, as I retire, I'd like you to you can use this name, Actors Teaching Actors, which I always thought was a great name. So I just kind of, took on the name Actors Teaching Actors. So now there's a YouTube channel where I'm not as productive as I'd like to be on there, but there's some videos that hopefully can entertain and inspire and maybe help actors of different levels to keep moving forward and pursuing their dream. So it's on YouTube at Actors Teaching Actors. So if anybody wants to take a peek, take a look, comment, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Happy to communicate with you in any way. So thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Well, Vseant, is there anything you want to add before we go?
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you something, and this is not like Rob and I have this yin and yang compatibility, but the guy is always giving. That's one thing about Rob. I mean, he didn't have to partake and go on a journey with a new filmmaker like me, during that time. And he did. And he was an easy guy to say, hey, would you be willing to come on set and be a dialogue coach or set coach, an acting coach, and just kind of help. And his presence there made all those films possible. Like, somebody that's a professional pioneer in the film industry. And you look at Rob's IMDb, he's got so much work under his belt. I mean, the guy's humble enough to even pop up this morning and sit by me on Zoom. I mean, the guy will never say no to anyone. He's very supportive to all the young actors in this region, maybe even outside of the state. But the guy, I definitely want to give a shout out to him, and definitely check out Actors Teaching Actors. And he's always supporting other groups. He's always at film festivals too. I mean, he's always supporting his students. If they're in a film festival, he'll go there with his camera, take pictures of them. And he's done that without fail. And I think all success goes to him, and onwards in the future for selfless acts of support that he's provided.
All right, enough already. And going back, I was going to say one of the pleasures of Vseant sets is one of the things he prioritizes is kindness and fun. And I've watched him proactively replace people or change his sets just so the tone is about the morale. It's about having fun, and he just won't work with people who create chaos, who don't follow a certain kindness and just there for the enjoyment. So his sets are always a pleasure to be on. And this movie was pushed a couple of months. Actually, this movie was supposed to be shot a couple months earlier, but the weather was outside and the cold front lasted and it was raining. So again, because he's creative, we just squeezed another movie in there. With another little comedy in the meantime to make. So by the time we got to this one, we were that much even more prepared. So, always creating, always being kind, always looking to have fun and create. So it's a good mantra.
I do want to say, I want to thank the judges again. I mean, it was for the judges to sit down and watch all these films. And that takes a lot of time out of a person's life, man, so I'm appreciative if, like the Tokyo Film Festivals, there's a few films of ours that have won awards in Tokyo and around the globe. And I appreciate those 2, 3, 4, 5 people that have taken the time to sit down and watch a 7-8 minute film, 15-minute film. I mean, kudos to them. I'm so appreciative of the film festivals, including everything you've done and the setup, the time you've taken to interview us and do it so professionally. It's kudos to you guys, man. And again, I mean, without you guys, we're nothing. We really aren't. I mean, nobody cares to look up Vseant Nath or Neighborhood Racket. I mean, I've done my level of marketing by putting it on Instagram, YouTube, film festivals, but again, kudos. I'm very proud that you guys have gotten together. And I don't know how many judges, Michael, but I'm assuming it was a handful of people that watched this film, and you guys are pretty serious about films you select. And again, thank you so much. It's a big deal for us, unknown filmmakers, for sure. So
ditto. And you know, I plan to be at the festival, so if the judges are watching this, please say hello, introduce yourselves. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's
thanks
thank
so
you in
much.
person, and whoever we see there, please don't hesitate to step up and and talk. We love to talk about the process.
We'll buy you some popcorn as a
payment.
With extra butter.
I'll let him know. Thank you for the kind words. And our judging team for Georgia right now for Georgia Comedy is about 28 people.
Wow.
And we have 3 people that evaluate and give their creative opinion, and we have 1 person that evaluates for just all the technical things to make sure it's a good screening experience in the theater. So we do take the time. We appreciate you recognizing them. It's a newer festival. We've only been around in Georgia since 2022, and so it continues to build from there. This is our 4th show so far, so I can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join me, and hey, good job on this. We look forward to seeing it on screen and hearing that reaction.
Our pleasure. Thank you, Michael. Vseant, I'll talk to you a little later.
Yeah, see you. Thank you again. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.